This is what you get when you're a patriot, right? Because we support ICE and you don't support ICE.
It has nothing to do
So
with
that's what I mean.
We're just simply allowed to not, like, he's a veteran as well. Like,
I'm getting kicked out of this bar here because we support ICE. We're American patriots. We support President Trump.
it's like we're allowed to kick people out. You know?
Yeah, I know, but why are we getting?
The right to receive
But what did we do? Yeah, but why aren't allowed?
And I refuse to have you record
Don't you touch me? Don't you
I
touch me?
refuse to
It's the
have
First
you
Amendment
record
right.
me,
It's the First Amendment right. Don't touch me.
Please leave.
Call the police.
Please leave.
Call ICE actually for you immigrant bartenders.
Please leave.
No, I have a First Amendment right to record in any public setting.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Go.
I do.
We're private establishment.
No, it's
we're
a
not
public setting.
No, we're not.
We're
private. It's
you're
time for you to
recording
go.
me.
Go.
Don't touch me. Don't touch
Go.
me. White
Now.
liberals here in Minnesota destroying our country.
It's time to go.
White liberals destroying our country. I know, no, I know that. Believe me, I can see the look on your face. This is how BLVD treats patriots. This is how BLVD.
It's time to walk out.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Right. Don't you touch me.
Don't touch him.
God bless you. God bless you. We're Trump supporters. They kicked us out because we're Trump supporters.
So Sarah Huckabee Sanders was out at a restaurant and she was asked to leave, right? Because she made the employees feel uncomfortable. Now, there are two separate statements running around about this. Sarah Huckabee Sanders' statement is that a police officer came up to her and said that the employees and other staff, as well as a few customers, felt threatened by her. I don't know what that even means. I don't know what that means, right? It could be a couple different things. Her support of ICE, just some other stuff that she's done. They just may not like her. I don't know, right? The statement that the restaurant gave was no, they felt uncomfortable around her because of her attitude and the way she handles herself, her security staff, and several other reasons, right? She does not have a big community-based support down there. So she was asked to leave. But the crazy thing is, this is the third time she was asked to leave, right? Like, she's been to that restaurant 2 other times, and they've asked them to leave on those 2 other occasions. Why are you still going back there? At this point, it just feels like harassment. Like you're just trying to prove a point, and you're not going to win that battle. People don't like you. Now, I understand what MAGA is going to say, like, oh, this is the same thing they did to black people, the sit-ins and so forth. If she wants to have a sit-in, please let her have a sit-in. Let her absolutely have a sit-in. I think it would be a little hard to prove like discrimination or something like that when they're saying, yeah, we'll give you a to-go order. And the reason why people feel uncomfortable around you is directly because of your policies, the things that you have said and done very open and publicly. It's not, racism when you're saying the things that are unpopular and hateful.
The only reason I'm being rude is because I was booed by a waitress.
Freedom of speech, and so does she. So
Freedom of speech? Is this? Okay. So I'm not welcome here just because of this
She
MAGA
never
hat.
said that. You were outside on the street.
Am I not welcome?
No, you're totally
I walked up.
welcome. You're 100%
I walked up with my friend
You're 100%
to have a drink and hang out, and then she just booed me.
I understand the situation.
Tell me who the owner is.
Gary Rack. It's on the sign
What is
outside.
What is it?
You can write a review.
Should I leave because of my MAGA hat, or can we just?
No, it's not because of the hat at all.
I'm pretty sure. Is it the hat? Because you're the one who booed me. Is it the hat?
You want confrontation.
No. I walked into this restaurant. This lady is booing me as I'm walking in. What's your name? And you're the manager, right? Okay. So how is this appropriate that a waitress can boo a guy walking into a restaurant?
That's not appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't agree with that.
And what is your name? My name is Mike. And this is a franchise? I got kicked out of this bar because I was wearing a MAGA hat.
Get out of my bar.
Because I'm wearing a Trump hat.
A queer-friendly jazz bar has responded to backlash for kicking a woman out for wearing a MAGA hat. On Friday the 14th of March, staff at Chatterbox, a jazz bar in Indianapolis, Indiana, told Elise Hensley to leave their establishment as she was wearing a Make America Great Again hat.
Why?
Because you're
Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't.
Taking to Instagram on Monday, the 17th of March, the bar addressed the incident, writing, "On Friday, March 14th, a group of individuals visited Chatterbox and intentionally misgendered and harassed a Chatterbox employee, resulting in them being asked to leave by our staff. They then continued verbally assaulting our patrons and staff and threatened our establishment. We do not tolerate dehumanizing or disrespectful language or symbolism in our establishment." Elise Hensley, the woman who was told to leave, claimed the incident was discrimination.
You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Get out of my bar.
Elise has since been interviewed on a local news channel in which she said,
I wore that hat because I do love our president of the United States. He is our president. I do appreciate that. And I don't think I find anything wrong with me wanting to wear a Trump hat because he is our president.
In response to Chatterbox's statement, Elise told the news channel that she did not misgender anyone at the bar and that she would have willingly taken off her hat if she was asked.
Y'all want to see a MAGA supporter get a dose of their own medicine? Watch.
Hey, I have a question.
No, we're not answering
Why?
questions. Get out of my bar.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't. Get out of my bar right now.
You're not welcome.
I'm not fucking around. Get out of my bar.
Are you
I'm
serious?
dead serious. Out.
Because I'm wearing a Trump hat.
Yes.
That's wild.
I don't care. Get out.
We can't call the police, or you can just leave. You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Boo-fucking-hoo! Get out of my bar.
I absolutely love how when they said this is discrimination, everybody laughed, because that's just so ridiculous that they would claim discrimination when it's literally what they do to everybody else. I mean, it wasn't too long ago where there was a bakery saying they didn't want to have to make a cake for 2 gay people, and all MAGA supporters are rallying around that, saying they shouldn't have to make a cake for gay people if they don't want to. It's just total hypocrisy. And I do want to add that the bar responded and stated that this woman and the people that she was with misgendered somebody purposely and kind of harassed some of the clientele, and they were upset by that, so they kicked them out. That is the original reason why they kicked out, and then it progressed when she came back and asked more questions. I mean, I love this for them. Maybe getting a dose of their own medicine will help them understand what they've been doing to others. Let me know what you think.
The landlord who owns the building where the Trump Truth Store is located here in Huntley is trying to get the business evicted. The owner, however, says she believes she's being singled out because of politics.
Wait, hold on. A Trump supporter in legal trouble and claiming political persecution? As they say, monkey see, monkey do. And no offense to monkeys, who are clearly smarter than the average MAGA type. And really, this is another story of FAFO, as in F around and find out. We'll talk about the effing around and the finding out part right after you hit subscribe to Really American Media. Go ahead. Okay. All right. So for this story, we go to the small town of Huntley, Illinois, to a locally owned and operated Trump store. And just in case you're lucky enough to have no idea what a Trump store is, here's a rundown on what it is and why this particular one is in some legal trouble.
The store is filled with pro-Donald Trump hats, T-shirts, just about everything else you can imagine. Owner Lisa Fleischman has had the store in this Huntley strip mall for more than a year, but for the last 5 months or so has been racking up fines from the village of up to $500 a day. That's from citations Huntley has issued for alleged violations, including blocking the sidewalk with merchandise like the life-sized inflatable Donald Trump.
All right, first of all, you might be in a cult if you open a store like that. And when I say might be, what I really mean is you definitely are. Secondly, the town's restrictions on signage and merchandise out front are extremely common around our country. My town has the exact same restriction because if you let one store do it, then they all do it, then your whole town ends up looking like some cheap yard sale. But since MAGA does not understand the concept of the greater good or the concept of following basic laws, this woman is playing the victim, just like her cult leader taught her to do.
I need to stand up, and for the small businesses, not alone, this is totally political.
She says she believes she's being singled out.
I'm going to fight it and bring it to people's attention, because without that, we're never going to have change.
Oh, it's change you want. I think you've got your presidents confused in about the most insulting way possible. And as for this claim that this is all political, her town voted for Trump in the last election, and she recently held a rally, and all sorts of sheep showed up to flock to her cause. So let's not pretend like you live in San Francisco. And as for this tiny town that she does live in, Here's their 2 cents.
The Village sent a statement, reading in part, Ms. Fleischman insists on maintaining signage in violation of the ordinance that includes temporary banners, flags, inflatable figures, and signs placed within the right-of-way.
Why the hell is MAGA at the Mexican restaurant? I went out to eat yesterday, and I walked in to see tables full of MAGA folks, Confederate flags waving, red hats glistening, comfortable, relaxed, terrorizing the enchiladas. And I'm confused, because I thought speaking Spanish and having a strong cultural difference was a national emergency. But now you want to go enjoy another culture? See, this is the part that gets me. Y'all don't give a damn about the people, but you do give a damn about their food. You don't want them, but you want what they bought here. That's the hypocrisy for me, because if Spanish makes you uncomfortable, then why the hell are you eating its flavor? Y'all should gather your things up and go on over to the Cracker Barrel and sit in those little wooden rocking chairs on the front porch like you waiting on 1957 to come back and buy you another one of those bedazzled flag scarves. Go on over there to Denny's or go somewhere where the seasoning minds its business and don't talk back to you. It's just bland, quiet, and easy for you to understand. Go somewhere where the food doesn't have a story. Go somewhere where the salt don't come from somebody's grandmama. Go somewhere where everything tastes the same, since clearly that is your goal. Because you can't spend your life trying to erase people and then sit down and enjoy proof that they were here.
Hey, this is not my Athens.
No kings.
Not my Athens. We didn't have this back in the day.
So fun.
Is this serious right now?
Yes, they are.
Out in the street, they call it murder. Hey, hey, hey.
So what do you think of Donald Trump?
Interesting person. He's not my cup of tea.
I'm not a fan.
I don't think you would want to put it on your website.
I don't think I got the words to describe him. It's just unbelievably unpleasant.
I think he seems a bit irrational, if I'm being honest. The decisions he makes are rather based on emotion as opposed to any logic or sound reasoning.
I think he's quite unbelievable, really.
He's a bit of a joker, a bit of a chancer, and he's a businessman, he's not a politician.
America has lost its standing in the world. I would have thought that, well, certainly throughout my life, America has been the predominant power.
I can't believe he's back in power. I can't believe the things he's saying. He's just totally off the scale.
He's essentially had a feeling that he can essentially do more of what he wants and abuse that a bit more.
His policies are all, they're also right wing, and I just don't get him. I know he's a businessman, maybe he's doing so good with the economy, but that's about it.
And relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden I hear this agitation.
We don't have any boundaries, but there's something that I need to know. You said that you never.
Okay, so we're going to be walking around Canada, around Horseshoe Falls, and we're going to see how many people like our hat and see if there's any haters out there. So come along with us.
We need him back. Kamala would be a disaster.
Where are you from? Let's go.
So far, only compliments. Everybody loves our hats, so we're happy. So pretty.
Well, it turns out everybody in Canada loves Trump. It doesn't matter whether you're Chinese or you're Eritrean or any other ethnicity, you will love Trump.
Tell me
Dupree.
Dupree for Trump this season.
We can vote for Trump for closed borders, small government versus big government, fracking, liquid gold, First Amendment, Second Amendment.
What about women's bodies?
Hey, women's bodies. Okay, here we go. I believe in the laws of three. Incest, rape, and life of the mother. Other than that, I believe I gotta fight for people who can't fight for themselves.
You have kids?
I have a lot of kids, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I have 5 kids.
Oh. Big daddy.
Something like that. I'm married though.
Aw. Yeah. Okay, so you're voting for Trump this season.
Yeah, Trump. I'm a business owner and I used to be Democrat until I owned my own business and then everything went downhill.
Oh.
So economy was booming with Trump. I don't know, Biden, I think they're crooks.
Doesn't everybody flip-flop?
Yeah, like Vance didn't believe in Trump at first. He used to talk bad about Trump until he saw Trump. Trump did everything he said he was going to do, then he flipped back to Trump. So yeah, people do flip-flop.
So isn't it okay if Kamala and Joe Biden flip-flop?
The way they're flip-flopping is ridiculous. How she said she is for fracking, then against fracking. How she has different accents, different places. I used to follow her when she was a prosecutor in California. Used to lock up black men for very minor offenses like drugs or like weed and stuff like that. And later on asked about, joked about, she smoked it too. So I vote for policies, not personalities. I will say this about Trump. Trump needs to shut his mouth sometimes because he just gets all emotional and says stuff, but policies over personalities.
What kind of business do you own?
Roofing and restoration. So I do buildings like this, residential, commercial buildings, roofing for it.
And Trump has your interest in mind when it comes to your business?
Oh yeah.
And your family?
Small businesses, big businesses. Trump really looks out for everybody.
All right, well that's the word from Dupree, y'all.
Right, nice to meet you.
Open your eyes. Now you see me, now you don't. And we both know that I won't, but I try. Please don't ever leave. Let me take it all away. Yet the words you used to say turned into lies. Sing to me and we'll dance out in the streets and believe that I'm right here by your side. Tell me something with your eyes. Please don't say goodbye.
He's doing great. I mean, he's ending wars.
7, 8. How you doing, everybody? The Big MAGA Millennial here, coming to you from the Orlando International Airport. Unfortunately, I got to leave the great state of Florida and head to one of those blue states for a couple of days. So, you know, I got to rock the MAGA hat here, let them all know this is one of the busiest airports in the world. So let's go walk through and see who we can trigger today. Got the MAGA hat and the Donald Trump 3-time presidential winner, because we all know we won 2022, baby.
Do something! Do something, Rev!
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
I went to a gay bar in New York City last night with a friend who is a proud Trump supporter that was wearing his MAGA hat. Now, this was actually very interesting because being a Republican Trump supporter in New York City is already taboo, but being a gay one is like verboten, right? So I'm with this dude. He loves Trump. He's even got a MAGA tattoo. He's a really good dude. He's a friend of mine. But the looks that this man was completely insane. He was being sneered at, and people are like, right outside the bar, people were kind of like pointing at him. Everybody is like making all of these faces, but nobody would actually come up and say anything, right? So it was all that. And also what I noticed was a lot of the guys that were sneering and making faces were just like a little femme, you know, like very much like you could tell that these were Kamala voters. Like you could tell that these people would like never in a million years vote for Trump. And they were just being so sneering and so prissy and so judgmental towards my friend. And I'm just thinking, man, these are the people that pretend that they are the most tolerant and inclusive ones. When they are literally faced with somebody that voted a way differently from them, that's where they go to. This is why all of these guys are so catty and mean and rude and vicious in these gay communities towards Trump supporters, and definitely in large cities. So I thought that that was a very interesting example of how tolerant and inclusive the gays are.
Day one of wearing a MAGA hat in Canada until I am assaulted. This is the beginning of my social experiment, so I am going to explain it a little bit to you guys. So what I'm going to do is, I know that on the right, they say the left are very prone to violence. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wear this hat every single day until I am assaulted because of the hat. Now, so far, it's a little bit later in the day. I've got some, strange looks and all that. I'm not going to count strange looks because that's subjective, right? Something else could be going on. I am going to mark down anytime I receive a negative comment, a positive comment, or am eventually assaulted. So let's see how it is wearing a MAGA hat in Canada. I am in Kelowna, BC. However, I will be flying to Ontario for 1 week of this experiment to see if there's a difference province to province. Let's give it a shot.
Watch this MAGA fan get kicked out of a St. Louis City soccer game last night for wearing a Trump hat on the premises, and he has a total meltdown on camera. Just take a look.
Yeah, what's up? So I'm Michael Weitzel. I'm being asked to leave by the police because of Donald Trump.
Hey, I'm a Donald Trump.
You're a Trump fan?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
So I just want
all these coppers, you got to deal with them, Megan. But they're not going to put it. They don't want any kind of political.
So those flags over there.
Those are pre-approved.
Those flags over there. Those aren't crazy. So my question to you guys is: are these rules equally enforced on everybody?
Here's my question to you.
And the only way I can do that is if I enforce it with you. You got handcuffs. So I'm being threatened with arrest. Why am I breaking? What am I? Well, we ask you to leave, and you stay. You're asking me to leave. Am I being evicted from the premises? You're being evicted from the premises. You want to take a big? We're gonna walk up. I'm being evicted from the premises because of Donald Trump. Because we can't wear Donald Trump hats in public. And so now I'm being evicted from the premises.
Yeah, this is a grown-ass man having a temper tantrum like that. The MLS has a rule that no political signs can be shown at any game, whether it's a liberal hat, a Republican hat. You can't wear it on the premises. If you do, you'll be asked to leave. And the flags that he was pointing at are not political signs. They had the team's logo on it. Like, buddy, you're not a victim. This is a private premises. They can ask you to leave if you're wearing a hat and they have this rule. I just can't imagine being a grown man like this guy and having this temper tantrum in public and thinking that you came out of it looking good.
The man's got a MAGA hat on.
He's wearing a MAGA hat. Oh my god, he's wearing a MAGA hat. He's wearing a MAGA hat. Panic. Everyone panic.
What's a MAGA hat?
What's a MAGA hat? Make America great again, Donald Trump.
Who's that?
Who's Donald Trump?
No, who's got a MAGA hat?
The man in the pub.
Oh.
My MAGA neighbors took their Team Trump bumper sticker off their truck. Let me tell you about it. Okay, so the other day, I was outside and my neighbor stopped me. And for context, we live in a trailer park because it's affordable and we like not having a huge yard to take care of, but we did need some yard for the dogs. Anyways, so the neighbor stops me and she's like, hey, fencing, neighbor stuff, yada yada. And I stopped her and I was like, so can you tell me a little bit more? Like, I noticed your bumper sticker. And she said her partner has been metaphorically giving Trump the Gluck Gluck 9000 since 2016, and he is mortified. He is embarrassed that he voted for him. And we talked for a little while longer, and then a few days later, I went outside to go run some errands, and I noticed that they had taken the bumper sticker off the back of the car. It's happening.
What do you think is going to happen? You think we're going to be okay?
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
And what about Lebanon now?
I know. Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, just stop. Like, what do you need?
Well, they're trying to, supposedly, they're trying to stop the terrorists.
Yeah, that's crazy, though, if you're the terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, stand in front of the mirror and start there. But also, what do I know?
What do you know?
You're right, I don't. But it's all just like, there's got to be some way that we're better than this.
People are crying at ICE for doing their jobs. They're intervening with ICE doing their jobs. That's why they're getting shot and killed, rightfully so. Both of those deaths of whatever their names were could have been completely avoidable. Probably better off without them, regardless. And yeah.
Let's go ahead and focus in on one of the 3 citizens who has been murdered by ICE, and that will be Alex Preddy. So first, you made a very bold claim. A man lost his life, and I think the world lost a good man. And your takeaway is, we're better off without them, and that the shooting's justified. So Emily, tell me, what is the legal standard that authorizes an LEO and engaging in the use of lethal force ending the life of an American?
I don't know. Go ahead and tell me.
If you don't know the legal standard that justifies a shooting, then why the hell are you sitting here saying the shooting was justified?
I think it was justified because of his actions.
Perfect. What actions?
He went with a gun, did he not? Did he not have a loaded gun?
Yes, he did have a gun on his holster, but you should know that in accordance with the 2nd, 4th, and 14th Amendment, merely being in possession of a firearm does not authorize an LEO to literally shoot and kill you.
You're gonna go to a protest with a gun and a cop sees it as you're harassing these ICE officers that are getting threatened every day? Dude, it's not even a Republican thing, a Democrat thing. It is a common sense thing. It is a common sense thing. I would never, CCWs, I understand. I would never bring a gun to any Trump rally, anti-Trump. That is just not, it's just not a smart thing to do. That's why you end up dead.
Okay, condemn Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse? What?
He brought an AR-15 to a protest, remember?
I'm saying I don't know Kyle Rittenhouse situation. It was a big story. I don't care. I don't know what happened. Don't think he's a bad kid. I'm glad he's not dead.
Wait, Emily, this doesn't make any sense, because earlier you said the world is literally better without Alex Preddy because he brought a gun to a protest. Now you're saying that you don't think that Kyle Rittenhouse is a quote-unquote bad kid, regardless of the fact that he brought a gun to a protest. So what it seems like is that bringing a gun to a protest is not the relevant factor here that leads you to the conclusion that Alex Preddy was terrible and we're better off without him, and Kyle Rittenhouse is not a bad kid, but rather political affiliation.
I don't give a shit because he was a loser, and his life didn't really have much meaning, and it sure as doesn't matter to me.
So just to clarify, you think that a nurse at a veterans hospital who helped save the lives of those that were willing to lose their lives for us in war, protecting our Constitution, our inalienable natural-born rights, is a f***ing loser doing nothing productive for society, right?
Yeah, just because you're a nurse does not mean you're a productive member of society.
MAGA was okay when Donald Trump mocked a disabled reporter and bragged about essaying women. MAGA had no problem when Donald Trump sent his followers to attack the Capitol building on January the 6th and attempt to murder elected officials. They didn't care that he tried to steal the 2020 election. 34 felony counts didn't mean a thing to them. Concentration camps, illegally detaining people, murdering American citizens on the streets, his subordinates taking hundreds of millions of dollars and wasting them on swanky private jets, TV commercials glamorizing themselves, personal travel on the public dime. MAGA wasn't bothered by any of that. Even when he promised us no new wars and then attacked 7 other countries his first year back in office and then started a new forever war in the Middle East that has gotten Americans killed, they still loved him. But now, suddenly, MAGA has decided it's had enough of Donald Trump. And what was the line in the sand he crossed? What was the bridge too far? The price of gas rose above $4 a gallon. That's what triggered MAGA. The endless lies, the theft, the crime, the misery and destruction, not just here in the United States, but around the world, none of that stuff mattered to MAGA. All they cared about was gas being $1 a gallon higher than it had been before. MAGA has no morals. It has no principles. It stands for nothing except greed. And what does the good book say about people who care about nothing but money? MAGA is a failure. It's a failure of the heart, a failure of the mind, but most importantly, a failure of the soul. What a miserable group of people.
Welcome to another edition of FAFO, where I bring you stories of MAGA voters who have entered the find out phase of their vote. This user on Facebook left this post and tags the president, thinking he's going to read it when we know he's not. I voted for him all 3 times, and I think in a lot of ways, he's doing a great job. But if we have so much oil, why is your gas so high? Why is food still so high? Why is coffee tripled in price? Why is housing so high the average person can't buy a home? I live in East Tennessee. Millionaires and billionaires won't feel this, but the average and poor can't keep on like this. I voted for MAGA, America First, not for average Americans to go bankrupt. Another user on Facebook writes the following. Donald says, "We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We're fighting wars. It's not possible for us to take care of daycare, Medicaid, Medicare, all these things." End quote. I voted for him 3 times. I never voted for this. I am not alone, as Rump is now pulling with the highest negative ratings in history, and that was before he declared endless war in last night's speech. Does anyone want to guess the percentage of Americans who will vote this fall for a party that favors fighting wars over daycare, Medicaid, and Medicare? I hate to see the party that wants to cut off my grandson's cojones and have nuclear war with Russia in control of all of the government. The only plus is that they will remove him from office and put him in jail. So to whoever wrote this, please continue voting for the party that actually votes against daycare, Medicaid, and Medicare, because that's the party on the right, where the party on the left actually wants to help out citizens.
Wow, did you guys just see how badly Dean chewed that girl up? When I say cooked, that girl got cooked during that little segment. If you guys have not checked out Dean's content, you definitely have to. I'm currently actually watching them right now as I get the video together. If you want to see people get cooked each and every day, I don't think he does 7 days a week, but I think he at least does like 4 or 5 days a week. Well, he'll go live for hours just talking to regular everyday people. So if you seek satisfaction in that, I would highly recommend looking him up on YouTube. He's on TikTok as well, but on YouTube, his name is Dean Withers. And each and every single time he is able to catch them in them trying to be hypocrites. And that's just what they're all about. They all want you to believe this is what's right and this is what's wrong. But when you catch them and bring up certain instances where, hey, this person did this, such as in that clip where Kyle Rittenhouse went to that George Floyd protest with an AR, whatever, assault rifle. Oh, she don't know anything about that, but she has the gall to say a man who unfortunately lost his life to ICE, who just so happened to have a gun on him, died. She wants to say his life didn't matter. Excuse me? Just because he's a nurse, that doesn't mean you contributed anything to society. And this is just the craziness of it as well, because instead of to just admit that they're wrong, it's like, okay, yeah, it's, I could see where you're coming from with that. But hey, yeah, that is a good point that you bring up. Rather than just admit defeat on that one topic, she's going to come on this internet and say that it's okay because a nurse's life didn't matter. A whole VA nurse who was a veteran that helped out people in the community no matter what their political affiliation was. They will go to the ends of the earth to be offensive, knowing this girl knows she doesn't mean that. She knows she doesn't. But just to be able to not say that she's wrong and Dean won that point on her, she's going to say something crazy like that. And that's just what this is all about. They just want to say that, oh, Trump is doing this right. We're right in this and this and this. But anytime they get brought up a point in which, hey, people on the right did this and that, they want to say, oh, that doesn't matter. Oh, what are you talking about? I don't even know anything about that. They will play dumb as the day is long, just not to look wrong. it's okay. We're not right all of the time. And not to get too off topic, but I remember this one time I was sitting here listening to Dean, just in the background. I was doing something, and there was this couple that came on. And a lot of the times when you put Dean on, he's debating about this one incident where Trump was at the pageant and he walked backstage. I guess apparently they may have been, the contestants in the pageant may have been changing. And, you know, a lot of women that were in that particular pageant have spoken out about it. There was this man, a part of this couple, who came on to actually say, just not to admit defeat, that he would let Trump walk into a space where his daughter was changing. The wife came on afterward and said some craziness about like, oh, I wouldn't have a problem if he walked in. It's a public space. I don't remember exactly what she said. This was months ago when they were on, and I was like, wow, just not to admit you got caught in your hypocrisy. You're going to say some crazy stuff like that on the internet. It's insane. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, because we could dissect that clip with Dean and that girl, this whole video. But the main topic today is about these MAGA people trying to troll people in public. And as you can see, a lot of them do this for content, and it's nothing wrong with making your content. I'm not saying MAGA people can't have their methods of getting content, but they are going to troll you until they get a reaction out of you so you could be a part of their content. Because I'm making content right now, using them as an example. Do not give these people the reaction they're looking for, because they want you to get angry. They want you to get up in their face and start cursing them out. They love it. That's why they wear it in public, because they want you to feel a certain way about them so that they could get you looking crazy on camera to further prove their point about liberal leftist lunatics or whatever they say. This is all a game to them. And they know what it represents, and they know that they wear this because they want to see a reaction out of you. And the people that are like, oh, I'm deciding to wear my hat out today. I was scared before, like the girl that was walking down the street. Why were you scared? If you feel proud in your vote, why would you feel scared to represent what you voted for? That must mean that you have a little bit of apprehension about something. And the fact that there was that group of guys who wore that at the African American History Museum, oh, that is insane to me. And that's what I'm saying. People do this just to simply troll and to simply get attention that they're so badly and desperately needing. Because why would you want to do that? Nobody is going to stop you from being a Trump supporter. Why wouldn't you at least have a little respect? And don't even get me started with the people that's wearing those hats in Mexico and in Canada. Canadians, let me know what y'all think about that couple that was going around. It looks like that was Niagara Falls, and that guy that was going all around Canada trying to get a reaction. Let me know what y'all would say to him if y'all encountered them, because I think it would be a totally different story. That one couple was trying to paint it as if everyone's accepting. Don't listen to the people in the U.S. who have the mean reactions to the hat. No, you were at a tourist destination and people from possibly all over the world. Yeah, not everybody is going to get all in your face. People probably wanted to take a picture with you because you looked like an attraction yourself. They probably went back to their families and been like, look, I took a picture with a MAGA person. Do you see? Y'all are just the biggest spectacle as well. So don't think just because they were all giddy with you, that means that they're with you. They could be laughing behind your back. And of course, I'm just speculating that these people could have all been supportive. I don't know. You know, everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe. When you're from other countries, I can't stop that. You have to just watch out for these people around you, because especially with the people in Mexico, they wear that definitely on purpose. Because why would you want to go to a foreign land where you're against the people being here in your own home country of the United States, but you're going to go frequent and use their land as your peacetime and for your vacation, and you're going to dare to disrespect them on their homeland? It's all to assert power, like, oh, you're above them and what I say goes. And it's not your land, sir. You are in a country that is not yours and you are on vacation. If somebody steps to you and confronts you about that, then that would be your responsibility. And then you would probably want to run to the internet to say, oh, this is why we can't have these illegals in our country. Their words, not mine. Because look at how I was treated in Mexico. I haven't found any videos, just to put it out there. And some of these people were minding their business. It's not like some of them were making content. They were just caught in the wild, but that's just so unsettling to me. It's like you can't just go on vacation and wear a regular hat. It's like they're just making a spectacle about it, and they want you to be offended, especially when they go to Mexico, because they want you to be like, I'm an American. Yes, I don't want your people in my country, but I'm going to come to yours and enjoy myself and reap the benefits of your beaches and your resorts. It's not just because, oh, it's a hat. They want to project a certain message to the citizens there. They always want to just project themselves as being victims when people have a reaction to what they have on in their MAGA gear and everything. But let you do something that they deem is not a part of American values. They are not afraid to let you know. Just like the one lady who has the shop. You couldn't just have the shop and just have a Trump sign above. You had to go, the lady had to go and make it all gaudy with all of the stuff everywhere. I think just having a sign that says Trump merch store or something along the lines would let people know that, hey, you could buy Trump merch here. Because I'm not even against her having the store. I mean, I know I wouldn't be walking in it, but you have to just break the rules just because you feel like you can and because you don't want nobody to say anything. You're going to make it look all tacky and gaudy. The lady came on camera looking tacky too, because she had all of the Trump necklaces and gear on. It's like, okay, we get it. But they want to be the ones all about law and order. And when you're not even following the rules of having your store there, it just all comes down to the hypocrisy, y'all. It really does, because again, they want to be about, oh, well, that's the rules. You got to follow them. If you don't, then you got to get out. Or if you don't come here legally, then you got to go. This lady can't even follow simple rules to have her store in this area. Like, why do you need a Trump inflatable thing outside of your store? People that's where they could get your merch. What I would advise to you guys is just to ignore these people, because a lot of them, I mean, of course, we only seeing the people that make content out of it. Of course, it's going to look super intentional. And of course, they definitely are wanting to get a reaction, especially like those people at the Disney World and that guy that was at the bar and he went to Disney World too. Notice how the couple that was walking down, I don't know if that was Magic Kingdom. I'm not familiar with the parks at Disney World, you guys, but notice how they had those comments off. No, which was actually surprising, because it looks like they did that for a reason, but it looks like it got too hot in the kitchen and they got too much of the unwanted attention. I don't have the right to tell someone how to react to something that they deem offensive, but I would just say that don't play into these people's like trolling and give them what they're looking for, because that's all they want. Oh, before I forget, I know I've been talking a lot, you guys, but there's so many clips that I wanted to respond to. Let's not forget about the people that walked into the gay bars with MAGA hats on. First of all, what are you doing there if that's against your values? That's what I would like to know. Like, why are you wanting to go to a gay bar that's supposed to be a safe place for the LGBT plus community, and you get surprised when you are told to leave? Like, they're not going to take your shit. Sorry, excuse my language. Because if the roles were reversed, if it was a gay person or a trans person walking into a honky-tonk country bar or hole in the wall, y'all would have nothing to say if that trans or gay person was kicked out. Absolutely none. The comments would be full of like, oh yeah, we don't want that stuff around here. The guy who said that he walked in with his gay friend and they went to a bar and he's MAGA. Like, the fact that you could be a gay Trump supporter, that just sends me. Like, I will never be able to understand that. How would you want to include yourself in a group who is against you? Like, they're against everything that you're about. I will never be able to understand it, but they treated you rightfully so, and I don't feel bad, because why are you patronizing a gay club with that hat on? Nobody is going to care that you're gay. It doesn't give you a pass to wear it as a gay person. Like, no, they're going to look at you a certain way. You obviously are trying to get attention, because why would you wear that? You know what your gay counterparts have had to go through in their lives, and you choose to be disrespectful. As I know I've been talking for a long time, I'm probably going to have to cut so much of this out, but so much I wanted to respond to. Let me know what you think about all of this down below. Would you give them the time of day if you saw somebody deliberately trying to get a reaction out of you by wearing a MAGA hat? Let me know down below. Definitely want to hear what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you can. That would greatly help out the channel, and I would of course appreciate it. Don't forget to hype as well if you're able to, because that also goes a long way as well. And thank you so much if you've made it this far, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye. See you later.